Thank you very much, James. Indeed, a pleasure to be here again. Having done the group stage, I got a chance to see some of these teams in action. But for you, Hugo, obviously you have casted these teams before, but you're coming in sort of relatively unsure as to what to expect, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty familiar with Spirit at this point. They won the Road to Rio. I casted that entire thing over in the CIS region. Obviously, Na'Vi got grouped there as well, so it was a massive talking point. And I think there's a lot to prove for a team like Na'Vi coming into this this third stage. For Spirit as well, looking to continue in the way that they started this year. Right now, though, a round down in this map, it is going to be Nuke, their pick in the series. And Spirit starting things off understandably on the T side. So going to be an uphill battle, rather, for this CIS roster. Vince, we were talking a little bit about ESPADA earlier. You seemed fairly impressed with some of the players like Dexter, for example, on this team. You want to give me a bit of a lowdown on this roster coming into this game?
Yeah, for me, it is pretty top heavy. They discussed this on the desk as well. The Dexter's that next sort of upcoming CIS region talent that we're seeing a lot of these crazy AWP rounds come from. Other than that, Patsy had some really big moments. Well, not really a player that I knew a great deal about coming into this. And iDisbalance is just ripped off the head, of course. The Caster's Curse comes in full swing. Dexter destroyed instantly. But there is a lot of ability on this team, Hugo. It's that typical kind of CIS region team. A lot of ability, sometimes not much cohesion and teamwork.
Oh, Patty's got the bomb. Spirit, I like to play. They're crossing. They're trying to get into heaven and wrap this A site, but they've lost the package at main. And I don't even know if Patsy's seen it from his perspective. It's just around the corner, but he's about to get that knowledge and a kill with it. iDisbalance down a player from the door getting some damage off, but this is not a saving grace for Spirit. They still need a package, and a player from heaven doesn't wrap the A site. Instead, he comes back outside, and Dima will drop him. It's going to be all on Sunday Young. He can't stand the test of time. And ESPADA starting things off nice and strong, getting control of the economy, dealing with the force buy of Spirit, and now it's only an eco that follows. So ESPADA, they should be taking a pretty convincing grasp of this game with a 3-0 lead. Spirit are not going to have anything to show in this round.
Certainly hope so, Hugo. Another thing I will say is we had a ton of force buys, like pistol rounds winning. We even had a full Glock round winning, as crazy as that is. Now, I don't expect Lightning to strike twice at ESPADA. You'd feel like it's going to be more than good enough to put up a good fight against this, and it's going to be outside. Spirit just pushing out there. It should be a massacre. And so far, it has been. That's actually a headshot with the Glock. So at least it's going to be one weapon replenished, but everything else falls into place the way you expect. 3-0 start as you highlight.
Yeah, Spirit on this game, on this map rather, have been so fun to watch. Like, they have so many ideas. They love faking. Their outside control is great, and we already saw from those opening couple of rounds that they are seemingly keen to wrap the heaven and go for these outer splits. We've seen so much more of that as of late. I feel like Nuke is really right now, at least for me, Vince. Nuke is my favorite map. I think it's the best map in the pool. I think it's balanced. I don't think it's it's not like a CT-sided 13-2 anymore, right? Like the old days. So yeah, I actually really love this map and some of the ideas that teams have been bringing to it lately. I think actually my favorite team on Nuke this year has been like Mad Lions. They have been so good to watch. So much work has clearly gone in on that team. But right now, Spirit, they've got the AWP. They're going to be taking the ramp room. Chopper trying to go in first. There's a double setup there for ESPADA. They can afford to drop off towards that lower site thanks to Dexter covering from hell. Spirit losing that first man in the position, trying to trade, but now the AWP just falls back and they send it back towards heaven. Dima has no reason to drop lower. ESPADA still hold the ramp control, and they have a man advantage to boot.
Yes, I mean, talking about potential upsets, this is the perfect start from ESPADA. They managed to sweep through the pistol, like deal with the force buy, even though there was some aggression outside, and now things are slowing down a little bit. 50 seconds left, and Spirit really don't have too much of the map to really call their own. They've got a bit of outside control in the form of Mia, who's making moves, and 3-player stack and Squeaky, but there's a good crossfire being established, a 3-player strong crossfire. Once they see Squeaky being pushed, they're all going to lock this one down, but Sunday Young comes out swinging with the AK-47. There's an entry from Mia, and iDisbalance, no-scoping Finnegan, turns his attention to Dimmer and perforates him as well. So somehow Spirit actually have the player advantage, and with 20 seconds, they can vent dive to B.
That's such a sick read, man. Spirit, they get like 3 kills on A. It might just be tempting to just go and commit and stick the bomb, but they make that realization, wait, where is Dexter? Where's this AWP? And they know it's on the A site still, so they are able to drop in time. Dexter's going to have to take the silent route down the ladder, but a doable round for him in the 1-on-2, or the off angle from Mir. It will close it out. No second AWP needed. Spirit get it done with 1, and they're going to find their first round on the board. Nice little rotation there. ESPADA, though, they've got money events they can continue to buy. They can defend their honor here in the 5th round, and they will do so with a purchase. Another orb for Dexter as well. So money being saved here for ESPADA. Things aren't too bad after all.
Well, not bad right now, but Hugo, if they do concede this round, they're going to be onto pennies. This is really Spirit's chance to crack back into this map and get a stranglehold over it. I still can't quite believe that they were able to muster up those entries in a 3-player strong stack towards Squeaky, but they got it done somehow, some way. And already some utility being exchanged between the two teams. Smoke on towards Hut. There's not a great deal left after this for ESPADA. With a minute and 30 to go, they have 2 smokes and an incendiary, and Spirit's starting to make moves outside.
Yeah, deep already, crossing with those smokes. You got a Molotov down secret as well, just to make sure ESPADA aren't actually challenging, but they've yet to be tested on their B rotations. So now it's going to be a good time to see what is the go-to for ESPADA. Where do they move? Dima's dropped from the ramp room. Dex has replaced his position with the AWP, so pretty standard stuff here for ESPADA. And they're not going to over-rotate just yet. They've not actually seen anything. These smokes can often be faked behind, and you can send maybe just a lurk player out and have the rest of the T's in lobby. So ESPADA don't want to get duked on one of their first rifle rounds. Spirit, however, a lot of control. 3 players, including the bomb on B now. Dima is about to get that knowledge, about to get that realization, but he's trapped in behind the boxes, so Spirit certainly could Molotov him out from this position. They're trading the bomb. Is it going to go back up the vents, or will they commit to the lower site here? It seems unsure as 2 players still lurk on the top side. Magix is coming in late from secret, so it seems like it will be a B hit, and the ESPADA have cleared the lobby. They're going to know exactly what's going on and be ready to rotate B in time.
It's all about those entries again, Hugo. We saw this in the previous round. It came down to the wire. 15 seconds. They still have yet to get the bomb planted. So much damage inflicted. The multiple player stacking. Squeaky's going to get sprayed out. 8 seconds to go. The T's are being wiped clean from ESPADA. And it's just too indecisive at the end, Hugo. The rotation was so good from ESPADA. 4-1 lead.
Really nice stuff. ESPADA in control of this game, which is, maybe not what Spirit even expected coming into this matchup. They are broke as well. No bomb plant, no money. So it's going to have to be more Deegs here for Spirit. This is a great round to, throw a fast one in, right? You don't have utility, but get control of outside. Try and flood main, drop silo. Maybe you go for a ramp play again off the bat, but we've already seen ESPADA have been good at double stacking that position when Spirit send their players there. They do go towards the ramp room, but smoked off early and no reason to push it. Spirit hold a default. Not a comfortable round, but of course one that you can use to your advantage, right? Calm and try and work out what you want to do in that follow-up rifle round. Throw some ideas into the mix. God knows they need some right now. 4-1, and Spirit slowly moving towards the ramp room. Dima spots them. He will drop off, but he's going to try and hang around, get a kill with it.
Bit of an awkward incendiary as well. Actually not getting the kill behind that, taking some damage, being forced out from the T's, but going to stand his ground for 1. We'll be looking for more. The 1 dig from Chopper will cut them down to size, but he's been tagged down to 4, and now there's another fast flank into lobby. ESPADA have shown this a few times already. They're going to be pincering into ramp, and the cleanup should be coming into fruition. Last player is Mir, who's already made a move downstairs. Downside for him, he doesn't have control of the bomb, so he can't threaten that free plant. So ESPADA looking like they're going to get off to a cracking 5-1 lead, barring some kind of miracle from Mia with his dig. And
well, it is in the name.
It is, yeah. I mean, he's almost got half of it, so let's see.
Just 4 kills away, and maybe unattainable at this point. The bomb is still dropped in the back of lobby, so Amir more so focused on dying than anything else before the time, that is. Patsy has made some noise, so Mir might have the drop on him, but there'll be Sotvic in main. Oh, nice flick back from Patsy. Doesn't let that man sneak under his crosshair. It's going to be a 5-1 lead. And good control made by ESPADA. With them having Mirage as the second pick of this series as well, I feel like it's easy to look from an outsider perspective and go, oh, Spirit favored in the map veto anyway, right? They're so good at pretty much every map. But, as is often the case for CIS teams and even, non-tier 1 teams that aren't regularly playing top events, those numbers can be, I guess, extrapolated a bit differently. The opponents they're playing aren't necessarily all top tier. So can't always derive the truth from the numbers. but you know, we can derive it from the results, and we know that Spirit are good on nuke right now. They're being put to the test. 5-1 down. They get a man into secret. This is a more default approach to those outside smokes. ESPADA, we saw their B rotates last time. They had good info, but that relied on them taking the lobby. If they go and take the lobby now, they're going to walk right into Spirit. Instead, Spirit are going to walk right into them.
That's a bottleneck of Squeaky. At least the 1-for-1 trade. Mia with his AK shining through, going to be joined by the rest of his teammates. Some die young, now simultaneously starting to push out as a united cohesive force. The spearhead of the operation, though, of Mia, gonna get the better of Finnegan. Couple players did get dropped around main, but it's all ebbing and flowing the way of the T's. Out comes the heaven push, and Dimmer rains down pain with the M4. Double spray, 50 seconds to go, 1v1. Iris Balance doesn't have control of the bomb, though, so Patsy at least has that going for him.
Oh, but I love it. The second he takes a shot, he begins the rotation. He doesn't wait around. He knows what he wants to do, and he might have the timing to allow him to do it. Patsy isn't even considering heaven at this point, but, Iris Balance, he's gone a long route round. He's gone the whole way. Oh, no, this could even, you know, make it worse, because now the timing allows him to really be anywhere, and Patsy knows that. Oh, looking away, and there it is. Oh, a missed shot. Oh, that's not what you want to see for Spirit. Iris Balance now. He only has 15 seconds. He doesn't even have the bomb back. Patsy can just hide inside of the lobby. That's exactly what's going on. Iris Balance, fake or stick. What does he want to do? He's going for the commitment. Patsy has crept out into the site, and Iris Balance is none the wiser. Will he hit the quick shot up close? It's what he's known to do, but Patsy is waiting for him to make a mistake. This is really well played. Timing is everything. Iris Balance knows he could be close, but can he hit the shot? No. It's Patsy finding another round here for ESPADA. 3 in the last, the 1-on-1 in this one. And I think Iris Balance, he made that harder than it needed to be. If he committed to heaven, that probably would have been this round.
Oh, Matt, Hugo, how do you mentally reset after missing a sitter like that?
Yeah.
Which effectively cost you the round, and now you're 6-1 behind. Like, you knew that was your way back in.
That's the swing round. That would have been the money for Spirit, right? They can still buy, but they would have, you know, put ESPADA on rocky road. Oh dear, that's only going to help ESPADA continue to lead here, so they'll take it.
I just hope that Spirit haven't been broken early on. You know, they're a team that have been around the block a few times. Hefty damage to kick the round off, though, from Incendiaries and HEs, Chopper, Magics, and Mir, all feeling worse for wear. They all still stand, though, so still a threat, still power on this round. Patsy downstairs watching for secrets. They're giving up outside again by and large.
Yeah, the fact that Spirit had tried to rush A off of spawn and then instantly got, you know, countered by the utilities certainly doesn't bode well. Right now, this entire round, it's on the fly calling, and you know, with no control, with limited health on 3 of these players, going to be held back somewhat. ESPADA making matters worse. They've even got a secret rotation as well. Take a look at Patsy. He's down lower right now, so he's going to be able to be a bit of a nuisance outside. Heaven player can flash for him if he wants to fight towards the garage and cover with this secret cross, but Spirit aren't crossing to secret. They're trying to fight towards main right now. The smokes aren't down. That's a nice trade. Patsy does find one, but Someday Young quickly responds, and with deep smokes towards hell, ESPADA want information, but they'll get bullets to the face. Quick trade from Magics. Bomb is dropped here for Spirit, but they have full dominion over outside and another pick to their name. It's just Finnegan in a 1-on-2.
Seconds on which to try and remedy the situation, which has been a little bit rough. As you highlighted, though, bomb still dropped out. That's going to take a good 5 or 10 seconds to pick up the bomb and move to one of these sites. So if they do go downstairs, this is where Finnegan can punish them. They're both pretty low as well. The M4 spray is going to be good. 15 seconds. Spirit, you've got to get a move on. There's no more room for error. Finnegan's waiting in the vents. Can he get that timing play? Can he get the double spray? There's the first. And now with very low time, the fakes came out. He's not going to have time here. Spirit have completely outplayed themselves.
That is a big yikes for me, Vince. A big yikes. Magix, he goes for the fake, but he gets flashed out. And as he tries to repeat to trade his teammate, which makes sense, right? Finnegan's already ducked back. He's already hidden in his hidey hole. And ESPADA have been so good at doing that, you know, disengaging from these fights when necessary and forcing the clock really to win the round against Spirit. That is another sitter for Spirit. They are not going to be happy about losing. These rounds have been so close. And I mean, you know, as said on the desk coming into the game, when we see these two teams face, both times they've played have been 16-14s. They've been close games. This is nothing of the sort. This ain't even contestable by Spirit. Can they get back into the matchup? They certainly seem to hope so. Setting up towards A in this round, inside of the door, very limited utility, really just hoping to win their aim battles.
Well, their first round and only round did come in from entries from Squeaky, so we know they're comfortable here. There's one of their few nades, the smoke tossed out onto main. Here come Flashes. Good crossfire again, and Flash is not going to be helping the T's this time. It's a massacre. They've got a clean sweep in their hands with Sparta. Their money builds, and Spirit continue to just run it into a brick wall.
Yeah, the good times just keep on rolling for ESPADA, I guess. Spirit, well, yeah, take a trip down eco lane as it's just pistols and a bit of utility here and there. I'd like to see something fast from Spirit, right? Fast plays have been denied by ESPADA in most of these rounds. The quick A's, shut down by utility, but trying something towards ramp could be an idea for Spirit. Getting a B bomb plant is always nice on the T side of Nuke. And, they already need the money as is, so setting up towards A, it seems. Another fast one. 3 players here for ESPADA. One of the site. Finnegan's looking the wrong way. It's manages to overwhelm, and he gets himself an AK as well. ESPADA dropping utility, a barrage of it onto the site, but finding very little value. Spirit a man up with a bomb plant. This is an excellent situation on an eco.
Dexter looking to pop Flash's teammates out of heaven. Sophic and Dima are waiting. Magic's just below them with the AK picked up from the CTs. Going to be using it against them one more time. And this is looking like one of the best rounds for ESPADA. And wouldn't you know it, it's a half bite. It's Tech 9s, it's Peter 50s and armor, and they've got it to work somehow. ESPADA looking like they're going to concede their second round, going to be dipping out for the saves. Patsy with the M4 locks it down. And this is really where a lot of those close rounds we were talking about that Spirit have kind of thrown away will come back to haunt ESPADA if they're not careful. Their economy isn't terrible, but it's definitely not in a super comfortable position either. So keeping this AWP alive is definitely a worthwhile endeavor. But Spirit, they've picked up their second round.
Yeah, a huge one to win with, what they're bringing into it as well. And the value of course, winning an eco is you save so much more money. You've got a bit of bank to fall back on. And of course, that AWP is coming straight out for Idis Balance. He has been the big talking point of this team, top fragging for his side right now. But yeah, I mean, I think Hawker brought up the game against FaZe. That was a really, really sad one in DreamHack, right? We had, a Spirit ready to 2-0 FaZe, and then Mir crashed in a 1-on-2 in like round number 29. And that eventually left Spirit losing the series for the stand in the third map. So yeah, we know what this team can do. We know the heights they could accomplish. So right now, that just gives all the more credit to ESPADA in how they're dismantling this roster. Dima wants a taste of the action as well. He'll get trained in the lobby, but there's another man pushing behind him. Mir caught from behind. Patsy needs a double here, but he gets traded by the AWP. And that's a huge kill for Idis Balance, keeping this round alive for Spirit. And they're still holding the outside control passive as well. This is a good one for the T side. ESPADA leaning towards outside, but Dexter dropped from that position, and Sophic about to give away his. They know where he is. They can take the bomb ramp and drop really anywhere they want.
Options really available for Spirit. They want to make sure they get a move on. They've learned their mistake from letting it get down to those 10-15 second situations. Up through heaven, the Deagle of Idis Balance is going to be looking to try and make amends for a previous whiff at the top of Hut in the 1v1 that cost them dearly. There's nothing whiffed about this round, though, unless Sophic can pull it out the bag. And he's actually down in control room, opting for a B rotation. And also, if he needs to, you can hold on to this M4. And when you look at the economy here, Hugo, from ESPADA, it's looking a little bit grim now. This is always the nightmare of the CT side. You just lose a couple of rounds back-to-back, and suddenly you're on pretty much pennies.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely not the fun situation to be in. Of all maps, I would say this is probably the best map in the pool for winning CT4 spies, right? In terms of how you can approach them and getting aggressive. Lots of options for that. Understandable rotate from Sophic, right? He gets spotted on the A site in the 301. Spirit goes quiet, so he assumes they're taking ramp to B. They have to go ramp to heaven and clear out that A site. So a game of mind games here for Spirit. But, one thing that I certainly think this team's going to have, even if they're starting slow, is they're going to have the means to stay in the game and to pick up rounds near the end of the half, right? Like, Spirit aren't going to roll over and die and let you 16 for them. They're going to fight back with everything they've got. And right now, with everything they've got, it might just be enough. Full USPs aside from the Deeg on the other side, and Spirit's chance to make 4 happen.
Absolutely the case. He painted the picture very well. ESPADA on the back foot. The one Deeg from Dima is outside. is surrounded by teammates. They are taking a little bit more of a gamble, as you'd expect in rounds like this. No issue with it. You want to try and roll the dice and see what comes up. And if Deema can put a couple of 1Ds down range, there's always that chance that things could get very sketchy for Spirit, but they're going to be having their due diligence of mollying and flashing, allowing them a little bit of real estate, but they walk into that Deagle. Deema's going to miss. USP does connect. He's gone in for one, but no seconds will be forthcoming. And had he have landed that, it would have been a 2v2 and quite an interesting round. So it's a bit of a scrappy one.
Ooh, Dexter, he's seen Chopper. He saw something, but this position is still pretty useless in the grand scheme of things. No way that Spirit should be able to drop this. The only issue is Magic's with the bomb in Garage, but he's in such a weird off angle. And Dexter repositioning, this should be Magic's kill through and through. Chopper spots it from upper, and I like that slowdown for Spirit in the 3-on-1. They realize, okay, you know, we're outside, we got the bomb, we don't know where this last dude is, they're on eco, let him come to us. And they just stop, they wait, and he makes the mistake. It's going to be a bit of a timeout for the CT side. A good time to do so, though, right? You're going into another rifle round, a swing one at that. This is the round of the half. This is to either decide, are Spirit going to 8-7 and suddenly recover from what was once a dominant lead, or will the ESPADA get a grip back on this game and close things out before Spirit have too much to say? I don't think it's going to be that easy, though.
Oh, certainly not. This is definitely a fork in the road. I completely agree. I mean, Spirit, horrific start. We'd probably say a couple of rounds to their own faults. You know, that 1v1 Redis balance, and then 15 seconds and Finnegan comes up, plays it perfectly. So if they can recover, take an 8-7, 9-6 kind of half, they'll be happy with that, honestly. And then going through into the CT side, you favor them to maybe pick it up back up again and show why they are, by and large, the favorites coming into this matchup. But actually, there's going to be 2 timeouts. So ESPADA are really putting a lot of emphasis and kind of thought into this round for the reasons that you highlighted, Hugo. This is huge.
Yeah, respect though. You know, you got to take it seriously, right? This for ESPADA is a very important game. They're the ones to have come up through the WePlay Clutch Island from stage 1. They 2-0'd their group. They showed their value there, and now they're against the invited teams, the big boys. You know, the Navis of the world, Spirit, who did win that CIS RTR and have proven themselves to be the best team in CIS right now. Obviously, big asterisks on that one, but we'll see if they can keep it up. So yeah, for ESPADA, this is a very important game, and the history between these guys, as well as mentioned, not a hugely vast amount of games they play between each other, but the 2 that they have been close. So we know that ESPADA can compete. Proof is in the pudding, and the pause is coming to an end. Spirit, with everything to show us here, with those AWPs back in action as well. We've not seen a lot from Dexter. We've not actually seen him outside. He's playing that heaven rotate role. So hopefully we can see him in a position to succeed. And a 3rd timeout, Vince. Let's get it.
Yeah, the T's have just put 2 timeouts together as well. It's like the full-on games. These aren't tech issues. These are actual tactical timeouts. They're like, okay, look, we see your timeouts and we raise you 2 of our own. You know, we want to think about this as well. Here's the mind games. What are we going to do?
Yeah, you know, what this could do always is ESPADA, yeah, they're ready. All right, guys, what are we doing? Okay, with this, cool, let's get back into the game. Oh, okay, there's another 30 seconds. Let's just chill out. You know, it disrupts the flow potentially here for Spirit. I'm sure a little bit more reasoning for doing that, though. Either way, the pauses have come to an end, hopefully, and we're back into the action. Round number 13, nearing the end of the first half of the nuke. Spirit, they've got a lot to show us here. They can't afford to whiff this round. They can't afford to let ESPADA run riot on Spirit's map pick in this series.
Certainly not. Already, Squeaky has been blown open, which does allow the T's a little bit more freedom when it comes to peeking into A main. But that being said, ESPADA can always get a little bit aggressive themselves. So it does put that area of the map in a little bit of a question mark on both sides. And of course, as is so often the case with timeouts, everything slows down, an eerie silence across the battlefield as neither team has made early aggressive moves anywhere on the map.
What a mind game after 3 pauses in a row to just sit there and not move a muscle and just wait for a mistake. Seeing if ESPADA have any ideas that they want to put in the hands of Spirit here. couple of bits of outside control, with Secret being held by Balance. But there's the flash outside that gets denied. Chopper will deal with Patsy going wide, and Spirit, with very deep outside smokes, now have not only control, but the idea that they could be lower. ESPADA have to consider that as a possibility, and they might even have to rotate players down. They're not going to choose to do so. Gambling on the top side right now, certainly the right call, but you'll see that bomb is going towards ramp.
And there's a player down there on ramp on the boxes. Bit of an off angle you don't anticipate too often, and Dima is waiting, getting the information. Double spray in effect, looking for a third, but Young puts an end to the killing spree. He may have done enough, though, single-handedly to shut down this round. After the first pick went the way of Spirit, Magix holds his line against Sophic, who did look to aggress on him on double doors, and now 1v1. It's all up to Dexter. Timing nearly favors him. The AK-47 headshot is true. There's a Molotov tossed out, and that costs Young his life, and it will be a defuse to boot.
Yeah, even going back to grab the AWP, right, that he dropped earlier in Secret, so that's going to be even more saves for ESPADA, including the round. Plenty of time for the defuse, so no issue for Dexter. And ESPADA, they deal with a nice faster play for Spirit there, right? Eventually, it was a hold at the start, and Spirit seemingly running out of ideas, potentially, you could argue that. I hope they have more to show us. Getting the kills outside. We haven't seen much heaven wrapping, right? Since that second round, I thought it would be a go-to. It is so often a mainstay of T-sides on this map to just get that outside control, wrap heaven, go for those top site splits with main control. But other than that second round that got denied, Spirit have been against doing that. Only on the anti-ecos, it feels like. So maybe get some more outside control on one of these rifle rounds to see. The AWP is back out in that exact position, rather, for Spirit, but oh dear, sneak down the vents. No one's realized this. This is a top hut Molotov, and as a result, the bomb has just crept out behind the smoke down to B.
I'm not too sure the CTs realize this. They haven't fully invested a rotation. They're still respecting that A could be the site where the final destination comes through, and the T's have just scampered downstairs. They have Magix already in control room, full control being established here, and they have two players to go down Secret as well. I'm not sure if Sparta realize what's happening.
No, they have no idea. It's because of the hut roof molly, right? Finnegan should have that angle. He should be denying the vent play, but he doesn't have the info. He moves away. He goes, oh, they're just mollying. They haven't done anything with it. And now, the Spirit have opened the doors on B. They've made some noise. They've realized that this ramp room is clear and that Sparta are going to be rotating. Obviously, the first point of rotation is fairly predictable hit for Spirit, so they should be ready, but a Molotov in his hands, and Dima gets the kill. There's no cover there for Young. The AWP firing off will not connect, but Mir's done some work on the cross. Finnegan drops him, but Chopper's the last line of defense. It's a 2-on-2 on this lower site. Chopper waiting, Magic's waiting for his teammate, and Dexter low. This is a hard round to win for ESPADA.
Oh, no doubt. They've thrown their smoke onto the decon doors. It's actually double doors. Chopper's been tagged, and Dima's going to finish him off. ESPADA actually get the retake. I thought that was looking impossible.
Oh, they got off the bomb. They got off the bomb.
Oh, no.
They have time. It's okay. Kit on Dexter. They swapped out. Oh, I got scared for a second there. I heard that 10-second music, Vince. Why? How? Spirit, how do they lose that? They have the bomb down. They have both players in Secret, and they both open the door and just try and fight. It makes sense, right? Once that first player, I think it was Magix, goes for the fight and dies, Chopper wants to trade. But if he just waits, if he just hides for another 5 seconds, Spirit probably just win that round via the bomb that they snuck down to be in the first place. Those rotations were late for a reason, but not late enough.
Finnegan pulled off two beautiful kills of the FAMAS on the cross, which definitely helped. But I totally agree with you. It seemed like a bit of a dropped round again from Spirit. That's 3 at least that they're going to be ruining looking back on this half. It could still go their way, though, in terms of the last round, if they have got the opening pick from Young, tanked down to 12, but still alive to tell the tale. But we've seen Spirit have these kind of advantages before and just do nothing with it.
And you know who is doing something with it, who is being proactive? You know it's ESPADA. They've pushed the lobby, Vince. They've cleared everything out, but Magix is holding for this one. Off angle, predicted. Dima gets it done. The AWP misses it, shot on the cross on the cover, but there will be a trade from Finnegan either way, pushing the hut. Dexter. Oh, this round could have been a 3-on-3 for ESPADA, but instead they're going to have to hold on to this bomb with no advantages, and even less so now that Mir's got another. Finnegan with a FAMAS can't stand the test of time. It's Mir with a triple to close out the half. Only 5 here for Spirit. Certainly not a great half, but also certainly enough, assuming they get the pistol to compete in this game. What do you think?
I agree with you for sure. I think 5 rounds is sort of that threshold I'd be looking for, but it's also the fact that at one point this game was, what, 8-1 in favor of ESPADA, and you're thinking, man, this is going to be a landslide. So they won 4 of the last 6 rounds, but again, you go back to that talking point, at least 3 rounds should have gone the way of Spirit and didn't.
This is an interesting pistol. We got 2 smokes and 2 Molotovs for ESPADA. I wonder what the idea is. One smoke has already missed. It's on the roof. The second Molotov will go into the window and land on the hut roof. Sopvik's got one from behind the vent, and Finnegan's thrown another on that A site into heaven. So it's a bit of an execute to the A site, but it's all a fake. It's all a ruse. They're running ramp down to B. I love this idea. Spirit were completely pulled out of the wrong position. The double hell rotate, and luckily they have a player lower. Luckily, there is Chopper waiting. That ESPADA have committed anyway. They're holding on to the ramp room. They may be going hell after all. I just balance backing up a very long angle. He'll have this information ahead of time.
He will, and he's got a teammate above him in Sun Da-young as well, so if he makes the call, he will have the backup. Sun Da-young now going for that peak. They need to make sure they stay alive. Now starting to pick up some of the scraps. There's one looking for a second, gets it. The bomb also drops alongside Patsy, and ESPADA is still alive. As you said, this is such an awkward angle for the Glocks at range. You know the USP has that big advantage over you, and the teams just go out to face him one by one. It's a really scrappy encounter, but ESPADA does come out ahead. Dimmer now spinning around. There's 2 and a 3rd kill. Surely not Spirit.
Not another one, Vince. Come on. You just think that they have the round, and you couldn't be further from the truth. Magix needs some shots, but he also might want to wait for the rotate. Double drop. No one's staying heaven here for ESPADA. They want to hunt down the kills. They want to push the perimeter, and they're going to do it. Magic's gone. It's all down to 1. It's all down to the man in the vent. Chopper coming back up. Demas found him, and he's going to get the kill as well. 4 kills in a what, 2-on-5 was that? 2-on-4? ESPADA, how on earth do they convert that round?
Dima just went huge, but he took separate engagements. It was like 3 players faced him one by one, and he just punished them each and every way. Spirit in for a force buy, another tactical timeout, but I can't quite believe what I'm watching here. Spirit came into this, everyone thought they were going to walk this game. It's been anything but simple.
I mean, you know, this is an early game, Vince. That's something we have to keep in our minds, right? Like 8 a.m. for us right now. I can imagine around 10 for most of the players on Spirit. So, you know, maybe woke up on the wrong side of bed, perhaps. Always a factor. We had a DreamHack game with like Liquid Gen G, and it started at 8 a.m. for West Coast players. And I remember, you know, Gen G were basically like asleep, and Liquid were just tearing them apart. Like clearly had been up, you know, doing press ups from like 6 in the morning. So it can always be a factor here. A bit of fatigue potentially for Spirit. Not to put excuses or, you know, take it away for ESPADA. This is a well-earned victory. ESPADA have won a lot of rounds they shouldn't. A lot of rounds that Spirit have had a lot of control in. And ESPADA have you know, remained vigilant and had answers to the problems. So credit where credit is due. And they really want to push things over the mark here as well. 5 rounds away from taking Spirit's map pick. We have a force in this one as well. I always like this force on the CT side of Nuke, but to what avail? Will it find any value here for Spirit?
They desperately need it to, Hugo. If they don't, you're looking at potentially a 13-5 lead on ESPADA. I absolutely agree. Don't take anything away from ESPADA. In many cases, they forced these errors from Spirit by applying the pressure, making them get a lot of respect. And they do take ramp control, but they decide to throw in a decoy and then move back into lobby and set up for potential A play. I love this idea.
Yeah, still players closer. They're going to hit everything. Sun Da-young needs to be checked. Oh, he's behind the door. They don't swing it. He's got the bomb and an AK at his feet. He can't pick it up in time. The overwhelm from ESPADA. Do they want to drop B? They might have control on this A site, but Spirit is surrounding them from every direction. Chopper can't see Patsy behind the box. That could be a problem. The timing peak for Patsy, but ESPADA nails him with a scout. That is savage stuff. Spirit with a chance still. The spam is connecting damage. And oh dear, a drop to B might be the right call after all. 15 seconds. ESPADA get lower, and Spirit are hounding for them.
Is this really about to happen? 10 seconds to go. Bomb has been planted. Oh. That flick from Chopper's beautiful. And now Finnegan, 1 versus 3, gets tagged from the scout. He is very low, runs into the USP, and wouldn't you know it, Spirit with their force buy make it stick. 11-6.
Yeah, Spirit want to be smart here. They should go back up towards A before they defuse and grab AKs. Like, there's loads. There's a bunch of guns everywhere. So, yeah, I Disbalance stalls it out. He's got a Galil, but if they could upgrade that one for him, it would be very much appreciated. Huge play from Sunday Young, I've got to say, right? You know, dropping the bomb there delays the plant enough that Spirit surround A. If the bomb gets outdoor and goes for the quick plant, Spirit are left in a very difficult retake, but instead ESPADA are forced lower. Spirit have appropriate rotations, and they find themselves another retake round. So 6 on the board, coming alive, winning the force by after losing the pistol, which was pretty much a guarantee, or not a guarantee, but a necessity rather for Spirit. Winning the force can often be better for your money than winning the pistol round. So they've saved their bacon for one more.
Now ESPADA go back in for their own force. Scout AK, few pistols, and a fairly slow start, so not really weaponizing their mobility. Nade actually bounces off Squeaky back towards. That's a bit of an awkward one. Flash out does spot the scout of Sotfik. Needs to be careful at that range, Mia. AK, of course, can take off the head, but he can also be on the receiving end of a battering, and that's a way back in for ESPADA. When you're 11-6 behind, you cannot afford to give any small mistakes away. Incendiary also whiffing. What is going on here, Spirit?
I'm going to bring up my my comment about time, about fatigue again, because maybe that is the case, Spirit. Couple of missed grenades here, but the missed shots are what matter, and they won't be full of them. Dima gets tagged down to 3, but we've not had many fights going on yet in this round. ESPADA have been very passive, very scared. Although not now. Dexter fighting Yard, and Mir swings in for his death. There's a main smoke. Nice shot from Disbalance. The one tap off the back of the M4. He's going to try and follow up, but won't be able to do so. ESPADA grab the bomb back into the lobby, and they try and split the A site by the looks of things, trying to wrap Heaven, etc. But Chopper is still here on patrol, and he should have Dexter dead to rights, although he's looking the wrong way. And if he keeps moving forward, this could get dicey. Running, though, 20 seconds, noise being made, and a missed shot from Chopper. Dexter responds, but it comes at a cost. He's now alone. He's now lost. 20 seconds, and Spirit are going to find it after all. So, woo! Wipe the sweat off your forehead. It's okay. It's back in control, and it's back to an eco here for ESPADA.
Oh, yeah, they're going to be on mere peanuts if they went for a force. You already have a 4-round lead. Don't throw this one away. Just bite the bullet. Could maybe afford like a P250 or something. Although Dexter probably wants to prioritize his AWP, so he's going to decide to only go in for a P250. But other than that, it is very bare and barren. So this should be a massacre. This should be a pretty easy, straightforward round. That nade outside is going to do so much damage. It's a tactical nuke. It's landed. But Dima with the Glock takes Mia down. And that's probably about as good as ESPADA could have hoped for. They at least get 1 kill.
Yeah, that feels like how these Glock rounds often go, right? Like 5 players spamming 1 player. Someone gets the double dink. Nice, guys. Good eco. But back into the gun rounds. I mean, it's not like a bomb plant was necessary. It was if they wanted the AWP, as no one could have bought that here for ESPADA. But they've got more rifle rounds in the tank, right? They've got a bit of a lead here still, so don't have to worry just yet. And if you win this round, you get Disbalances all free, potentially. So it's always an option here for ESPADA. Utility going down, this time connecting for Spirit. Very well set up on top of that A site as well. 3 here. Dexter's in the hut. He's got a nice little off angle. He'll catch anyone repositioning, but also has to be worried about rafters. He is more exposed than, you know, angles he can see. But ESPADA aren't rushing anyway.
No, they're taking their sweet time. Still plenty of time on the clock. Trying to draw some of these nades and utility out, the incendiaries and smokes, which, to be fair to Spirit, they haven't really tossed in early. They've still got their hands on a bunch of them. So if this does go down into the latter stages of the round, you'd have to say that ESPADA may be in a little bit of trouble unless they can get some room outside, which they're looking to try and do now.
Yeah, deep outside smokes. Mir just got flashed out here. He's going to try and disrupt them with a Molotov. That could have worked, but I think it's going to be down just fine. Yeah, no gap here. Nice attempt nonetheless. It's a fake here for ESPADA with only 1 man outside, the rest going ramp side. And Chopper is going to have to deal with that one as they rush down towards this B bomb site. He's already dropped. He wants nothing to do with this one, and he has at least seen the bomb. So there's no question here for Spirit or as to, you know, oh, are we getting wrapped Heaven or something? That's not a worry. They've seen the majority of players down towards lower. They know that's where the bomb is going to end up. And with 25 seconds, Chopper is putting up a bit of a defense. He's going to find one, will be cleared, the double drop, and they find another. Magic's overwhelmed at the door, and as long as that gets shut with 6 HP, Finnegan can plant. Oh dear, some team damage as well. Spirit are getting antsy here, but they might not get this retake going. They might just have to save.
Oh, that's a bitter pill to swallow as well, because you can see the HP bars on ESPADA, 2 of them below 10 HP, very close to death. But Spirit, they do get entry, and it was looking rough. I mean, you painted the picture there, that Hugo, that they saw the rotation come down. They had good positions. They had their shadow position. Chopper gets the first kill. You're thinking, okay, this is going to fall into place. And then the big entries come out. And so ESPADA will make another step forward. They won the pistol. They lost 3 in a row, and now they've struck it again. And Sun Young actually going to go down. So that's going to hurt their economy a little bit.
Yeah, just good trading for ESPADA. We never really saw a round like that for Spirit on the T side, where they would just, stay as a pack, stay as a unit, and dominate their way down towards lower and just trade, right? You're going to lose players on an attack like that. You're going to come out with casualties. What you will often get is the round, as Spirit are overwhelmed by the pace. 12-8, more money for Spirit, but it will come to a close sooner rather than later. They've got to get another round here. I mean, they've got to get most of the rounds here if they want to have any fight in their pick here. Mirage coming up next, but how soon is the question? ESPADA going quick into that A site. More trading. The Molotov burns out Idis Balance. That's a team kill from Magix, who just gets hurt on top of the hut. He does get a kill. Traded again. Finnegan has been so good at getting these responsive kills, but is it going to be enough? The Molotov and the defeat of his teammate. Chopper falls out of the heaven, rotates round. This bomb is still out in the open. ESPADA are focused on the kills first.
Yeah, they want to try and clean up a couple players before they feel comfortable going for the plant. They also realize they've got so much time left. They don't have to fully commit to A site. They can drop down to B, which is what they're going for now. We're going to try and catch the CTs in rotation. Free plant will be forthcoming, 2-on-2, with a very low Finnegan, 11 HP to his name, repositioning, dictating the terms of this next battle. And now it's going to be a pretty difficult one for Spirit. If they come through decon, you'd fancy Mir to come out ahead in that engagement, as long as he does peek the right angle. And Finnegan felt nervous. He felt desperate on being low HP, so he gives his position away, and he'll burn to a crisp as a result. Dexter with 1, and there's the counteractive kill from Mia. It's a costly round for Spirit, but it is going to be their 9th round.
Yeah, that was very well played for Spirit. You said it right? Like, that looked like an ESPADA round through and through, but Finnegan firing too early. It didn't look like Mir was even going to check that spot, to be honest. So he gets his Molotov down, he clears it out, and then his teammate goes in first so he can trade that. It's just well played from Spirit. They use their numbers to their advantage in the 2-on-1 and just take it safely. Play the percentages. Don't risk the one-on-ones. So another round for Spirit building into this game, as ESPADA have, 2 Galils and an Orb. So it's a bit of a mixed bag here. Heavy outside for Spirit. I love this. Throwing this in every now and then, having a read potentially, feeling like ESPADA might want to test this outside area. And you have a triple setup as well. So even though Sunday Young gets tagged up early, there's so many more players to help. Mir tagging. Oh, he gets a traded though. Sophic comes out pushing at the right time in the right place. Chopper, same story, but it's traded quickly by Finnegan. And we're back into a 3-on-3.
Typically, the 1v1 sort of 2-2 trades are going to favor the Ts. It really spreads the CTs that much thinner, and a lot of their utility has gone alongside with that. So you're seeing it mainly focused around Idis Balance, who's just been tagged in Garage. Some die young down to a flash and 10 HP with the XM. Just going to be tickling the squeaky door to try and fake a potential push. But ESPADA, again, they're sticking together. They're making sure that any potential frags, as we saw in the early stages, does get countered as soon as possible. And so they're putting themselves in good position.
Finnegan's B right now. Look at how passive he's playing. He hopes that someone's going to give away information and give him a kill, considering how low he is. He doesn't want to be a hero. But at this point, if ESPADA don't have plans of ending lower, this position is going to be essentially useless. And so they need to take ramp room. That is, wow, that's the right call. And that's exactly what they're going to go for. No one here. The Orb's in heaven for Idis Balance. Some Young's in secret, of course, and Magix is flanking them on the ramp room. If they don't move soon, which they have to considering the time, Magix, he's got all the info. He hears every footstep. And now Finnegan's early game position is no longer of value. Spirit know that ESPADA could be on B. They won't be able to stop the plant, but they will be able to come in for retake as a unit.
He's been so patient, so passive, but maybe too passive. Maybe it's going to cost him dearly, because now he's the last man and he's gone down. Idis Balance with the Orc trying to rain down a little bit of pain, but by and large, they can just avoid him now. That position on Shadow, Hugo, I thought that was the round-defining moment, but apparently not.
yeah, they just did nothing with it, right? And like, you can't blame them for Finnegan not wanting to move, considering he's on 10 health. But you know, what's the value of having B otherwise, right? ESPADA come and join him, and all he can really say is, yeah, guys, you can plant. That's about it. That's about all the information I have. You can plant the bomb. They could be everywhere else, though. So, well, they were. Either way, it's going to be ESPADA locking it in. No issue in trading in the post plant, and Idis Balance gets away with his AWP. He scampers for the hills. Nothing behind that, Vince. This is crunch time. This is do or die right now for Spirit. They're going to be up against 14, whether they like it or not here with this eco round. And then they're going to have to buy with everything to keep this game alive. Another pause before that happens. Spirit taking a breather, maybe running out of oxygen.
Definitely feels that way. They've been struggling to really catch their breath, being submerged time and time again from the tsunami of T's that have been firing their way from ESPADA. And as you say, they do have the AWP. There's some options. Magic's down at 1,600. Means that even in the next round, it's not going to be ideal in terms of a buy. It's not like they have max round loss bonus or anything on the horizon. So, I mean, you're looking at pretty rough times here, Hugo, regardless of what happens. Unless they can really pull out a sting and Idis Balance gets a couple of huge kills, they somehow turn the tides of this round.
It's all on that AWP. And, you know, if Idis Balance, there's two ways this goes. Either, well, there's three ways it goes, but two ways he hopes that it will go. Either he has a huge round, or he just gets away and save, right? He doesn't want to lose this while getting 2 kills. That wouldn't be worth it. You're not going to brutalize the economy of ESPADA. They don't have a lot of money, but you're here for the round win. You're here for everything. You're here for the medal. And Idis Balance, he might have a trophy around the corner. He does 2 kills. That is exactly what Spirit needed. The right place at the right time. But can they close it? Can they capitalize on these kills?
I just love the hubris and the balls to push that, and knowing that you have to have huge impact, going for that repeat through the Molotov, and now his teammates can come up and pick up the M4 and the AK. The downside, though, there's no Kevlar, so aim punch is going to be an issue, but at least they put themselves into position to potentially win now.
Oh no, Mir, he can stop them going heaven, he can stop them going everywhere he wants, and he's found them both with their back turned. Only 1 kill, but luckily Chopper's there to trade inside of main. It's going to be Patsy alone, and they know exactly where to find him in this clutch. 3-on-1, he can only wrap heaven. Idis Balance has cut him off on the ramp side, and well, Patsy's just going to choose to hold. He's going to choose to wait for a mistake, but at this point, Spirit is so antsy about winning this almost full eco round, they are not moving a muscle. This AWP has made things happen for Spirit in a time where they needed it. And now Chopper, he's here to close.
Couldn't have asked for more from Idis Balance, honestly. And, I mean, Patsy, what can he feasibly do? $850 comes out. There's the first, but tagged down to 22 HP. One more bullet on him from the CZ. He's a goner, but picks it up, but the timing's not on his side. And he gets wide swung from Idis Balance. He kicks off the round, and he comes back in with authority. 13-10. Huge round for Spirit.
Yeah, it just feels like every round that shouldn't be won is getting won. But that's just making this game more exciting, more close, more competitive, and more questionable, especially for the economy now of ESPADA, who are in the exact same situation that Spirit are once in, except with even less. No AWP to bail you out this time, boys. It's relying on the Glocks and the Deegs, and that is not something reliable by any sense of the word. Mir outside looking to deal with these crossing players. Utility into the lobby is well timed as ESPADA get churned up by the AUG. I do like the AUG. You know, I'm not an AUG player myself, but I respect scoped rifle user. Carrigan's been maining that gun for forever, it feels like, and now we're seeing more and more teams get used to it. Especially that unscoped. It actually did get a lot better. That buff, very, very nice. So, yeah, not going to have too much value in this one. It's the M4s to clean sweep this one round. And Spirit, you know, as expected, get 11. It was only eco. And it might have to be another one. But ESPADA keen to force, you know, taking a cost, taking a hit when it comes to utility and no AWP. But again, they still have the lead. They still have the greed. Do they have the ability to take this 14?
Yeah, the concerning thing to me here, though, Hugo, is we were building up Dexter. They were on the desk, and he definitely one of the players that turned a lot of heads. He's just had a bit of a non-entity here. He hasn't really had the AWP as many times as you'd like. Here he's been forced on the AK, Sophic through the smoke, nearly dispatching Amia. 6 HP has to get out of there, but for me, Dexter needs to have more impact here, especially going through to Mirage, assuming that Spirit can pull this back. They need their AWP firing on all cylinders, or they're going to be struggling. We saw Idis Balance have a slow start, but now 22-14, he's got himself up there towards the top of the scoreboard.
6 health is not a comfortable position to be in. Even a good grenade can end Mir's life. So he's taking a bit of a boost position on ramp room. And this might be the right read as we have 3 players pushing this. They're getting baited in by Chopper. Mir can do so much work from this position, but they're yet to commit. With the flash, out they go. Mir waiting for the time to strike. There's one, can't double it, but one might just be enough here considering his health. Patsy and Softic, deep control outside, denied by Chopper. He's preoccupied. He's got his attention diverted towards the ramp room for good reason. Dima's pushing up on that position. This is a mess. Idis Balance falls out. Patsy catches Sunday Young aggressing from the main, and Magix wants to fight outside as well. Everyone for Spirit moves into the yard, but they lose control towards the top site. Magix tries to regain it, but Finnegan is pushed out through the hut. Does Magix realize? Oh, he's got the spot. He's got the info. Finnegan with the fake. Magix knows. Grenade on the site, and 20 seconds to do it. He does. Wow, what a clutch from Magix, and what a round for Spirit. The fact that they're willing to push everyone outside in that 3-on-3 to try and fight ESPADA certainly wasn't expected, and well, it works wonders.
And for all the mistakes they made and for all the opportunities they let slip away, Magix is really trying his best to reclaim some of those beautiful org play towards the end of that round. And he had a bit of a quiet one up until that moment, but we're now getting down to the nitty-gritty, the business end of this map, and it seems like finally Spirit are showing what they're capable of doing. Very slow buy from ESPADA as well. Seems like they're unsure as to what's happening. Or maybe a tech issue. Some of the players asking to stop the game, so I'll explain it. But 13-12, Spirit really pulling this game back in.
This is crazy, and I mean, it just shows the ability of Spirit and the reason that we hold them to a high regard, right? You know, the recent results have been so good for this team, and you know, like I didn't want to count them out by any means, but there was a point in this game where I'm thinking, like, is this it? Is Spirit just done? Are they just, you know, like it didn't feel like they had it in them, but right now they are proving me wrong. They are competing, they are competitive, and maybe they can take this one over the line, at least for this round. When it does get restored, it's still going to be an eco for ESPADA. It's still going to be Spirit's chance to even up that scoreline. Past that point, it is anyone's guess, though, as ESPADA have seemingly had good answers, right? They've had responses to Spirit's setups. Plenty of T rounds already, 3 to their name, but it's just how separate these rounds have been. They've not been, you know, breaking Spirit's economy or consistently finding rifle rounds. They've just been getting one here, one there, which is okay, you know, after a 10-round first half. But, you know, now that Spirit have started to come alive and likely will be finding 13, ESPADA need to pull out the big guns for these last 5 rounds or so.
Yeah, I mean, this is really it now. You know, if you had anything up your sleeve, anything to bring into the game, any player that just needs to go for that audacious sort of passage of play, now's the time. We saw outside control a couple of times. Haven't really seen Spirit as aggressive as ESPADA were when it comes to lobby pushes, when it comes to pushing up ramp. We saw a couple of times they pincered in and got this early intel. Spirit haven't gone for that. So I wonder if that's something that they could maybe go for going forward. But I suppose at the same time, Hugo, you have to say, these rounds have been going pretty successfully. Do you necessarily want to mix it up much if it has been successful?
Yeah, I guess it just comes down to the team's own decision at the end of the day, or what the ideas are. I from what I've seen from Spirit on this map, I know they have a lot more to show us. And well, a lot of it, obviously, on the CT side is just dependent on how ESPADA or where ESPADA are going to bring those fights. So Spirit, yeah, like clearly able to deal with the recklessness of that last round by just pushing everyone outside as an example. That's not a very standard protocol. That's not like a go-to rotation, but Spirit have been very good at causing chaos and just bringing lots of trades. And also another thing is multiple players in positions where ESPADA don't expect multiple players. We've had that a lot, right? Like, you know, early rotates to be in that round, there was double hell set up for whatever reason. And so ESPADA, they trade Chopper, then another player peeks out from below as well. And yeah, you know, those ideas, you know, stacking certain areas of the map, as long as you're confident ESPADA are going to bring fights there, you know, you can certainly trade to your favor. Feels like we might be coming back soon as players have rejoined, coaches are back in their slots, but waiting on the restart. And forget everything I said. But, you know, Certus has just joined the coach slot. So I think we're okay. I think we're good for the moment.
Yeah,
I think
players
money
typing
is the
already.
big question as well right now.
It seems like, yeah, definitely. I mean, on the ESPADA, they're basically flat out broke. They have $2,000 to $3,000 maximum. So, I mean, you could maybe toss in a couple of Tech 9 armors. We've seen it be very successful, honestly, over the duration of this tournament. You know, in the group stages, Tech 9 armor was almost king for a lot of maps like Nuke. So it's not going to be Tech 9 armor. It's going to be a couple of Deagles and P250s. But at least we are back live again.
Yes, indeed. ESPADA. I mean, you know, we can't really expect anything from this round, or not a whole lot for ESPADA, right? Unless some Deags hit some absolute banging shots, I will assume nothing.
Yeah, I mean, that's really their key. It's their key, isn't it, Hugo, here? It's got to be Deags. Like, you got to land a one Deag and try and push off the back of that. Similar to what Spirit did on their Tech 9 round and their Deagle round, where they got a couple picks, they got a couple weapons, they used it against the CTs.
Yeah, I like the suffix behind main. We see a lot of players lurking here. Electronic loves to do this for Na'Vi. You just wait for the right time for a player to rotate secret. That's, of course, assuming you get down towards B, which right now is only an assumption. It's not the reality. Dima gets a Deag, but that is all they'll find in the round. Sophic trying to wrap main. He's being held. Sunday Young, always good to anchor a site, and it's going to be Spirit getting rid of that. Good trading, and yeah, double setup on ramp there. That's a nice read from Spirit. After there's no a rush off of spawn, they move two players there. They move the AWP to support, and that's a good call. ESPADA, they slow play the ramp room, they get overwhelmed. And now this is what we've all been waiting for. This is the gun round. This is do or die. Whoever wins this is likely going to be taking the map. Not guaranteed by any means, especially not for ESPADA, who don't have money to fall back on, whereas Spirit do.
Oh, indeed. You feel like Spirit almost have another lifeline, whereas ESPADA, they are really feeling grim. And especially when you consider momentum-wise, which is like such a key part of CS, has definitely shifted in Spirit's favor. This is a game that ESPADA have been vastly in the lead of since the very beginning. They won the first pistol, 8-1 lead. Spirit have always been coming back from behind, and yet here we are, a chance to actually take the lead.
Got to do it first, though. Not as easy as just saying it. Rotate towards B early. Matches just dropped secret. They don't have outside info. Mir's spotting, but there are smokes down, and so there is a world where players could be B, but it's all a ruse. ESPADA are hitting this top side. They've got a lot of utility through the upper window. Sunday Young blinded, but he gets a kill and he gets covered. Idis balanced with two. Oh my, Patsy trading up the vent as Spirit go wild here in a 3-on-2. They still have control of the site with this AWP stuck, but not for long. Patsy's going to clear it out, and again, the trades have been so good, but they need to continue to be so. Dexter doesn't know Chopper's dropped, but the flashbang gives it away. Chopper takes the kill, and Spirit will find another win. It's just how quick those engagements go, Vince. It's how back and forth the round is. It's spinning, and Spirit, they're finally going to center. They're finally going to take another one and push it over the line.
Yeah, as you say, spinning. They got dizzy, they tripped, they fell, they face planted, and now 14-13 with the round loss bonus nearly maximum. Though they do have enough money to go for another bite. It wouldn't be great. You wouldn't see an AWP. They can't afford one, but at least they would be able to rush together some Galil, some AK-47s, and really make a go of this. Final tactical timeout is being deployed, but I believe this is Spirit's first time actually in the lead this entire game. What a time to pick it up.
That is crazy, yeah, at round number 28. And, you know, certainly expecting a buy in this one. For ESPADA, the buy just depends on the game plan, right? It's like, what do we want to do? Do we have something that bases round an AWP? If that's the case, we should eco. Or if we have something that will work with 5 AKs and, you know, no util with a couple of players, then that's, you know, that's exactly what they go for. And yeah, right call. I think ecoing here would have been a bit of a mistake. So ESPADA, take every opportunity you've got. But as said, what is the game plan? What is the go-to? As Spirit have had answers to seemingly everything ESPADA can do. Util outside early again. It's only Sophic pushing behind it, though. He's going to hide behind main once more. ESPADA go back towards the lobby.
Things slowing down a little bit, as we've already discussed previous times that these two teams have met, it's been 16-14, including a previous nuke game. The gap in the smoke affords Mia a freebie, and that outside control has now been completely stamped out. Some Young holding the off angle, double spray bombs got dropped down, and both remaining Ts are exceptionally low as they push in through Squeaky. There is at least one from Finnegan who tries to double up, but ESPADA's force buy has fell short again. 15-13, Spirit have 2 map points.
Yeah, ESPADA just go back to what didn't work in the previous round, right? They get it close, they get it down to the one-on-one, and maybe that's incentive enough that, oh, guys, look how close that was. If we just get a couple better shots, we can win that round, right? And they try it again, but it gets denied. Spirit were a little more prepared this time, and not even close. Dear, this is a sad way to lose a game for ESPADA. It's not over yet. They're not done, but this is it. This is everything on this one round. Bit of spam towards main for Dexter connects, if only he continued the spray. Orb Friday's balance, once again in heaven. He's been very mobile. He's been very good at getting towards ramp and assisting Chopper when required. Not really seen a whole lot of outside control for Spirit. That one round where they triple stack it, they do deal with ESPADA there, but other than that, they pretty much have let ESPADA get this control. And once again, that is how this will go. But it's all a bit of a trap. It's all a ruse. As Mir waits in the secret, this is something ESPADA haven't had to deal with yet. So they're going to push behind these smokes, but will they be ready for this key player?
Mia is so huge with the AK at this position. First one down, no counteractive kill does come in as he overextends, maybe looking for a bit more info, but bites off more than he can chew. Magix, though, is going to be holding the line with his AUG and forces ESPADA back, and they've used all their utility now, Hugo. They tossed their last smoke outside. There's 45 seconds. They have nothing left to really work with other than AKs.
They're hoping that they can feign a wrap to heaven here. That's all they can really do with that main smoke. It denies the outside info, but iDisbalance is spotting. Not only can he help out on A and drop the ramp very quickly, he knows the yard is clear right now. So it's going to be a ramp play. It's going to be against Chopper as they try and run him down. Chopper making the right call to stay alive, and iDisbalance shooting from the side. Chopper didn't drop. He just hung around for a little bit more, and that more will push him over the line. 16 rounds for Spirit. Like you say, Vince, it takes forever for this team to get in the